Hey guys, it's Ed again. Today's project is going to be getting rid of all this Roxol insulation from around my ultrasonic parts cleaner. It worked because it is cold down here. I mean, it's not like freezing cold, but it's like, 40 degrees, 45 degrees. Yeah, you can kind of see your breath. So this thing here doesn't, I think, have any insulation in it, so it has a hard time heating up. So I packed it with this stuff, which was left over from another project, our kitchen renovation. But before we did the kitchen renovation, we actually did another renovation, which was the roof. Left over from the roof is 1.5 inch thick blue foam, 2 foot by 8 foot. That I think would make a lot nicer, cleaner. That stuff here is kind of, it's not itchy, but it's just kind of gets all over the place. So I think that would make a lot nicer box. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to build a foam box. Okay, first step, get some measurements. So the lid seems to be the biggest part. That is almost 13 inches by 10.5. So we want to give it a little bit of space. So let's go, how about, well, we got these little handles too sticking out here. So we got to take those into consideration too. So let's give it 1 inch on both sides of the lid. So let's go 15 inches. There's little ducts here, I guess, or little vents, louvers. So I'm not sure what that's to dissipate, because we want to trap as much heat as possible, especially down here. So what did I say that was? I better get a pencil, because I can't remember nothing. Okay. So I said inch on either side makes about 15. Okay, we scratch that down there. And then we got to take into consideration this little petcock that is actually open right now. You guys probably can't see that, but that's one problem that I have found with this is I left the soapy water in here and it corroded this thing up, so it doesn't actually let anything out anymore. So I guess we'll need to look at that at some point. And if we go 1 inch on both sides of this, it would be 12.5 on the inside. This pencil is terrible. Okay, and height, let's go with 13 inches tall. Okay. Okay, so let's get this out of there. Give ourselves a little bit of room. So, how do we want to cut this stuff? A big, sharp blade would be good. Let me go see what I got. Okay, so what I've decided on doing is, this is 13.5 inches long or tall. I'm going to cut a series of these, probably 4 of them, and then we will cut them down to the exact size with the maybe on the table saw. But for now, we're just going to cut them with a really high-tech device. It's called a hacksaw blade. So let's do it. hold on to it. Okay, not too bad. Not too good, but not too bad. So, edge is a little rough, but not too bad. I think the other ones I'm going to cut is I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, and then we'll clean them up on the table saw. I gave myself an inch on this, it looks like, so I'll have enough to clean it up a little bit. So I'll bring you back after we cut out 4 of these. So. Okay, this last one I cut was the first one that I cut, and I made it a little bit, the other one's a little bit longer, so I will be able to get a full 13 inches out of it, I believe. Let's double check. Yep. So we're going to set the saw for 13 inches and zip the rest of them now that we got a square edge. So, table saw does a nice job on foam. So let's get to doing that. Here, you guys want that? No? Okay. Could have been killed. Now we've got foam. Okay guys, we're going to cut 2 of these at 15 inches. And we'll zip them out on the table saw. I'm going to try to pick the nicer edge. These are both factory edges, so I just want one that's not banged up too bad. We had quite a bit of this stuff left over from when we did our roof job. Up here in the Northeast we use steel roof, and I had a problem with ventilation, and I used to get a lot of icicles. So and with the icicles I got built up underneath, and I had water damage. So I had to put some new wood down underneath, new subroofing, and then I had to put some new tin down. So in the process of doing that, I thought, well, let's put some purlins down and give it some air underneath like I did in my barn. So the air could move underneath it. And which I think wasn't a bad idea, but I had another idea. It's going to cost me a little more money, but it might be even better, is to actually put between the purlins, 2x4 purlins, 1.5 you know, thick purlins, I put this material in between the purlins. So say this is 2 foot, I put the purlin here and I bump this one up against it, and we just keep right on rolling. And knock on wood, it's doing a pretty good job this year. So anyway, I'm going to run these over on the table saw and zip these out. Okay guys, I know I'm cutting something wider than it is high, so you should theoretically use your miter fence for this, but it's foam and it's easier just to use the rip fence. And if it comes back and smacks me in the face, which a normal piece of wood would probably do that, I'm not going to die because it's foam. Now we've got littler pieces of foam. I'm really good at taking big things and making them small. I guess that's called building stuff, right? So we've got the 2 ends. Now we have to figure out what we're going to put on the outside, which should be 1.5 inches bigger than the measurement that I wanted, right? 3 inches bigger. Remember that. That can go. Just go back on the saw. This thing's still got juice in it. I didn't really take into consideration the power cord. We'll have to figure that into the deal. But for a measurement's sake, do something like that, actually. Do it this way. Okay, I got 13 3/4 tight, but we want to be able to get the lid off. So let's go 14 inches. We'll cut the other 2 at 14 inches, and then we'll glue it and screw it. I know that sounds personal. Okay, now I got the 14s cut. So these go on there. Get the idea. These go over here. This one goes over here. You get it, right? What I'm going to do is I did not relieve for any of the knobs or any of that stuff, so I'm going to cut a hole. I'm kind of using this as a mark right there. You guys might not be able to see that, but that's the mark where it just poked a hole in it. So I'm going to cut, I don't know, something like that out. What do you think? That should give me plenty enough room, maybe, even if the handle was turned around, because the damn thing don't work anyway. Let's find my little saw blade. Did you guys take my little saw blade? Ah, here it is. So let's just jam this through here, maybe. Worked. Ooh, shaky cam. You guys pay extra for amusement park rides. Make the whole bench move. It's doing okay. It's not pretty. Trying to make it so it doesn't blow out the other side as bad. Okay. I got rid of that. Let's just go this way. Something like that. I guess it needed to be a little bit taller. We can make that happen. That's no problem. Okay, that is ugly, but it is there. Make sure we're going to be good there. Looks good there. Using the wrong piece. That's why I'm confused. This one goes in here. This way. That's better. So now we got to make a space for this. Turn that around. We got to make a hole for the cord to go through. You can unplug it for now. That one's pretty much cut out. This one here goes on there this way. Not really sure where. You think if I put Sharpie on here, you think it'll come through? What do you think? Grab it with Sharpie really quick. Set it up here, kind of get it lined up. Yeah, it did. Look at that. Left a mark. So that's about where it's got to get cut. This should only require a hole, not a full thing. But then again, we got to put the plug through. So the plug is pretty big. So we're going to go bigger than a hole, I guess. Let me get a drill bit. That's beautiful. Right there, right? Looks good to me. There we go. One round hole in about the right location. Yeah, I like that. That looks good. Was there anything else we needed to think about before we put it all together? I don't think so. I think that's it. I think we just need to screw it and glue it. So, this piece over here, which is very ugly, but it's the thought that counts, right? Goes on there sort of something like that. So I think it'd be centered. Doesn't look centered to me. Okay, we need some glue and probably some 3-inch screws, 4-inch screws. What do we got? Ooh, we got some 4-inchers. That should draw into something. What do you think? That should get into her. So, let's see if it'll go out. Oh yeah. Technically, that is beautiful. Yeah, I know it's wood glue. Isn't this wood? It looks like my table saw is off. We're going to have to readjust that at some point. So, ooh, got a little excited there. Come on, baby. There, beautiful. What do you think, 3 screws? Probably enough. You know, we are holding foam together. I think 3 screws would probably be plenty. It's squishing out a little bit. Okay, good, beautiful. So, let's do a couple more sides. I put the ugly dirty side on the inside because it is ugly dirty. Oh, okay, I have no room. We've used up all the room. Gluey, 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 gluey. Perfect. Which one is this? This is the short one? This is the short one. So this one goes right on there. I like it. I like it a lot. I still need more room though. Yeah, I guess this will work. Come on, baby. Beautiful. Absolutely marvelous. Okay. Now, all we got to do is cap it off. That'll be easier to do. This piece shall go on top of here and create our box. Yes, sir. That is a box. If I've ever built a box before, this is a box. Cool. More glue. Glue, glue, glue. Glue, glue. Put a little more glue in there because there's a little crack there. Ooh. What do you think? You guys can't see nothing. What are you doing again? Get up here. There. I can see. My glue bottle is getting hard to squeeze. I think there's a chunky in there somewhere. Not a chucky. Okay, that should be enough. There we go. Yeah, this is like perfect. Okay. Now we just set this top on. We'll do this side first and then we'll work on the other side. More screws. Okay. Not too bad for a foam box. Too shabby. Okay. I don't know if that screw was super crooked or what, but that thing wobbled all the way in. One more. Might as well. We've been consistently putting 3 in. Okay. Take the rag, clean it up a little bit. A greasy rag. Doesn't matter. Maybe greasier. Okay, I like it. Let's see if it fits. Okay, I think we're going to need to put it on. Well, that doesn't fit. We forgot how we're going to get it around that damn hole for the bleeder here. I think we're going to have to cut a whole notch out. Oh well, you know, let's cut it out of here. There. I like it. That works pretty good. I think I could come up a little bit higher on this. We can make a little plug that goes in here. Actually, maybe even this one might even fit. See, we just put the plug right back in. Okay, so the next thing we got to do is we got to cut the front out of this, because over here is the display. And I mean, we could theoretically put that block in there. We could just set it and forget it. That's Ronco style. We could do that. But I like to be able to look and see if it's coming up to temperature. Maybe easier than doing that. I don't know. That might not be bad. Just pick it up, set it, put it back down. I think that might work. Okay, let's build a top for it. I'll bring you back. Okay, I spared you guys cutting out the top. You've seen me cut a million times. I think the plan of attack is that I'm going to seal this in, and I'm going to notch the back where the cord comes through. Just put a slice in it, just like I did over on this side where the spigot comes out, and then screw it all together, glue it and screw it, and seal it up nice and tight. I think the little bit of air that I'm going to gain through these little holes will give it a little bit of ventilation. I don't know why, and then in the summertime when it's not cold down here, I can just take this box off and use it for, you know, just in the winter time. So let's do it. Let's see if we can get some glue out of here. Man, I'll tell you what, this thing is, I think it's plugged up partially. Or the glue is frozen. The glue could be frozen, because it is a little cold out here. Get a screwdriver down it. Ugh. Let's try that. Open it up a little. That's a little better. Oh, it's squirting out the sides of it. What did I do? Loosen up the top. Oh, we got a big mess. Come on. We'll smear it around in a minute. Yeah, that made a mess. Trying to take out some of those chunky monkeys that are hung on there. There it goes. Now it finally wants to work. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's good. Just kind of smear it around. I'm trying to smear it in the center. Not as much over here. Yeah, we'll bring a little over there. So, yeah. That's beautiful. Okay. So I think, like I said, we're just going to screw it down and be done with it. So I think that is the way to go. So we'll put a couple screws in it just to lock it down. Try to miss the other screw because once it glues, this holds pretty well. I've used this technique a few times, and just wood glue and foam, and it works pretty good. Kind of rack the box a little bit, square it up. Looks like it's a little out of square. Go figure. It is made out of foam. There. And we'll put one over here somewhere. That looks good. I think, should we put ones in the middle too? Maybe. Help hold it together. Might as well overkill if we're going to do it, right? After the glue sets, I can probably take out most of these screws anyway, because I am cheap and I will reuse them on something. Okay, so now what we need to do is rotate this box around and make it so we can get this thing off without unplugging it totally. I think if I might even be able to slide it ahead and then up off the cord. So maybe I'll just notch it slightly. Take the little saw here and give it a little zip like this. You can always make it bigger. We need to. Get that out of there. Where the plug is. It's in there somewhere. Huh. Wow, that's challenging. Gotta get that out of there. Okay, that comes off. Ooh, we got glue. We got glue running everywhere. Clean that up. Can't have that. That's just ugly. That's okay. That's okay. So, we'll plug that back in. Set our box over the top. Boom, down it goes. And we let whatever it is cooks inside the box. So, what do you guys think? Think that'll work? I think it'll hold a lot more heat in there. I'll lose a little bit, but that's ventilation. So again, thanks for watching, subscribing, and commenting, and we'll see you guys next time.